Me. I am a memoir. I said a memoir. The meaning of Mariah Carey.
Hello, Emily. All right, welcome to our midweek special Christmas present.
Festive.
It's a festive treat. We're going to stuff your stocking.
Oh, yeah.
This is me.
Rhubarb.
I am a memoir. The meaning of Mariah Carey. We've taken a side step, not only from the book, but now a side step from one of our side steps.
Yeah.
So our last episode, we had a look at Merry Christmas to You, I.
Can't wait for Merry Christmas 3U. Fun.
So now we are going to have a look back at a bit of a festive moment we didn't have last time we looked at Mariah Carey's first album. So we're just going to break a whole bunch of things on down.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yep. Break me on down. So yeah, when I was piecing together my notes for Merry Christmas to You, I realized it's been a year since we did Merry Christmas, and I need to revisit and see how things are stacking up in comparison.
I love that you revisit.
Yes.
Like, I don't ever leave them, so I don't know how you can revisit.
And then there's a few extra little surprises as well at the end because we may not have done the videos. So I'm just going to sort of smash through the first album and just give you the updates. So
Go.
we've got The Silent Night, and I mentioned that this is one of my favorite songs in
Yes.
general. And it's a 3/4 time signature, which can throw you off. And I think I remember I gave this a lower score in the first one around. And I was like, wow, I really gave that a low score, even though I really like it. But there's just something about the production of it that just isn't sitting right for me. So still, and I was surprised because I wanted to like it more. So the original score, I was very shocked. I gave it a 2.5.
What?
So look,
I blame Plinky Plonky.
yeah, I think it is.
Snuffleupagus.
So look, I've bumped it up to a 3. It's a little bit more of a fair. And then of course, All I Want for Christmas Is You was Infinity then, is Infinity now.
It's double infinity now.
Yeah. Oh
Because
Holy...
it hadn't gone to number 1 then. And now.
No, I think it had.
No, I
we'll
know,
just say
it's
it
being
had for the fun. Oh Holy Night. I got pretty much what I mentioned in the other day's episode of the live one. It's sort of like it jumps between sort of last year I'd given it a 4. Now I'm giving it a 4.5 to infinity somewhere.
Yeah.
It travels in and out. It's a free citizen.
It's I don't know how it can't be in right in the VIP section of Infinity. It's right up the back.
I'm obviously high.
Deep in Infinity.
The 4th track, Christmas, Baby Please Come Home. Last year I gave that a 3. And this year I went and actually listened to the OG. And I do think I still prefer the original. But I bumped it up to a 3.75. So that's almost a whole point that this one has gone up. And found out Mariah will be doing this in the new Christmas special. And she has said she did not love this version herself. She likes the new one. She said everyone loved it. Like, it was a favorite. I think it's the second best-selling Christmas song she's got. But she was never quite happy with it. And that's obviously what I picked up on. That's what it was.
You obviously felt that.
Yeah.
You felt that,
Missy Most at Christmas Time. So I remember being torn on this one because, of course, it was a special one for you. And I was, of course, listening to it with that in mind. But I was like, it's not, I don't have quite as much attachment, so I gave it a 4. But I've now got that up to a 4.75.
Oh, wow.
So
That's practically over the line.
I know. In line for VIP.
Was that seeing Billy Eichner sing it?
No, I still haven't watched it. I can't. It's Mariah. Joy to the World. Now, this is funny because we were talking about Auld Lang Syne and all of that. And I gave the original a 2.5.
Oh, how very deep.
But because it's camp and stupid, I've bumped it up to a 3.5.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And it's there's another version to come as well. It's very confusing. Jesus Born on This Day. So this is funny. Originally, I mean, I always said this is very Jesus. Yes. Very, very Jesus. And I was like, oh, I love the kids. And now I think the kids are creepy. So this one's actually gone down from my last year's score was a 4 and it's now a 3.75.
Wow.
Because I was like...
Demoted the children.
Yeah, obviously, sometimes I'm like, yay, kids. Other times I'm like, no.
No.
Santa Claus is coming.
I'm the same. I hated all the child actors when I saw The Lion King in London. I'm like, stop having children in the theatre. And then when I went to see Frozen, I like the kids better than the adults.
Yeah.
Like, get the little kid to sing.
Yeah, they're fun.
I want the little one to sing Let It Go and tell her dress to change. Like, come on.
That's a bit adults. So Santa Claus is coming into town. Look, it's still not quite infinity for me, but it was a 5 out of 5 then, and it's a 5 out of 5 now.
Yeah,
so look, if it snuck into infinity, I wouldn't kick it out, is what I'm saying. No. Hark the Herald Angels Sing, / Gloria in Excelsis Dio.
In Excelsis
the thing about this one, I think, so I gave this a 5 last time, because I think I was just so overwhelmed by that ending. Whereas now listening to it in full, I'm like, the first half is okay. That's a 4.5, but then it builds up and then I'm happy. And so it's sort of visiting Infinity Town halfway through. Jesus, or what a wonderful...
Well, you don't want to just be dipped straight into infinity.
No.
Like, you got to put your toe in, make sure the temperature's right, then maybe your knees, and then you can luxuriate in infinity.
That awkward midsection.
Yeah.
And that was the thing, I think, listening to it...
I think she's doing well by you, not to dump you straight into infinity, because you could die from shock.
And, I mean, she knows the temperature because it's her bathroom.
It is. And that's the entire world.
And that was the thing. I think it was listening the first time... I probably had the exact same experience, but at the end I'm in infinity, so I gave it infinity. Whereas this time I've got a broader view. I'm like, okay, but that half, but we're on the road.
Right.
Now we've got little Jesus, or what a wonderful child, and I mean, this is just the church I want to be at. Like,
I know I want to be at that church too.
And so I think I said last time it was a 4, but I could foresee it building. So this time it's a 5, and I dare say by next year, it's on the playlist. So it will be because I mean, you cannot. You know, that very end bit, you can't. You've got to shake.
When we are all clapping, and I'd put money in the collection plate by the end of that.
Yeah, I've passed out in the collection plate.
There was no pasta in there. I hope you were.
No, that's a little ravioli.
That was a $2 coin.
Oh, you meant the other kind of pasta.
Oh.
And then we've got a little God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. That's really hard to say.
God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. Which was a bonus, I think.
Yes, and you didn't know that until years later.
Did not.
It was a little bit. Everything fades away. And so I gave it a 4 last time. It's now a 4.25. I think it's one of those things. It's really quite lovely. It's not the main meal. It's a little after moment. It's an after dinner meal.
It's a little kind of snacky dessert business. Some cheese, a cracker.
So I wanted just to be able to hear this and hear to you, just so I could have a better, vibe with the differences, the similarities, all of that sort of stuff. So I definitely wanted to update the Lamley on that. But as I was going through, I went and listened to our episode to see if we did poshnopsises, but poshnopsisized did not exist.
Oh, we hadn't poshnopsisized anything.
No.
So are you telling me we're going to poshnopsis these videos of Mariah and her dog in the snow?
We have about 6 new poshnopsises.
6?
We're 6 DPing. we're 6
I think some of these were created years later as well.
Yeah. So I
was going to say, because there were only 2 at the time.
Yeah, there's a whole lot happening.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the original. All I Want for Christmas Is You.
A poshnopsis. Tinkle, 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 tinkle to poshnopsis.
So we've got Kaleidoscope Santas and the tree's on fire. Mariah puts up a creepy Satan ornament. Did you notice it?
Yes.
Ooh, a bunny. Mariah twirls in the snow and front skis, because I don't know what that's called, but she's front skiing and makes friends with Santa and his rain dog. Santa pretends to fall over while holding Mariah, but that's impossible because she weighs less than air. Mariah waves at the camera a lot and smiles too. Jackie's here and somehow still alive now. I won't ask questions. Mariah waves some more and a dove comes to visit. And there's kids here to ruin Mariah's good time. Now
They're not Blake.
No. Now Jack is a rain dog and an actual reindeer. Mariah in a chimney. Mariah waves again and blows kisses. There's also an alternative cut with lots of Patricia and Mariah eating a cookie, only not really because she takes it out of her mouth. It's like, look at it's going in. Nope. All right. Then we've got the All I Want for Christmas Is You super festive edition featuring Justin Bieber.
A poshnopsis, it's a Bieber-licious popnopsis. I can't speak anymore.
All right, Mariah is sexy Santa.
Oh.
A young Ellen DeGeneres, Justin Bieber, shops for buckets to pee in, I assume, and is like, that's Mariah Carey. Was that too far? Did bucket pee take it too far?
Yeah, a little bit.
Santa is outside handing out flyers to his comedy festival show. Bieber shows up and it's sounding like he's got auto-tune for Christmas. And he is sponsored by Nintendo. Why is he still yelling? How did Mariah allow this? And thank God Mariah is back singing lead with a fringe. And she's throwing presents at everyone. And there's a weird flirty vibe that I'm not comfortable with. But Jack is here to save the day. I was really surprised at the production on someone's vocals.
Yeah,
I was like, this is not up to par.
Well, he's, that's his thing.
Look, if Mariah asks you to, come in and do it, you walk in and you yell and someone will fix it later.
Someone will fix it later.
Now we also have the Make My Wish Come True edition.
A poshnopsis, a make-a-wish, poshnopsis.
A little girl spots Mariah through a shop window and obviously he's acting it out. You look just like her. It's uncanny. Oh my God, it's Mariah. So she's supposed to through a shop window and obviously that's what she wants for Christmas because she's not an idiot. Everything starts to come to life. And the girl goes into the shop, which is a winter wonderland of Mariah and dem babies. This is mental. Because I'm seeing you in my periphery as well, so it's like really crazy. All right, you ready? Mariah does some arm choreo and has an outfit change. If you can pull that off, I'd be impressed. And there's big lollipops while the kids do some sick moves. And Jack is here because Jack is all dogs at this point. Why?
I'm having the lollipop.
Oh, it's a thick lollipop. It's so wrong. I can't go and laugh for too long because it's so hot I'll pass out. So, all the dogs are Jack at this point. The little girl leaves her oblivious parents, or goes back to them or something, and Mariah gives her a little wink from the window. All right, now we do have a video for Missy Most at Christmas time.
A poshnopsis, a Missy Most poshnopsis.
So it's very similar to All I Want for Christmas Is You, but sadder. There's a duck that's not a duck. And a snowman that I don't think is a snowman. Creepy dolls. A church, which I think is probably Nana Del Reese's, which I did joke about. Our original listen, I was like, I reckon that this is about Nana Del Reese. Because it's not going to be about Addie the Parmesan Nazi. So that works. There's more creepy dolls. Mariah has a hot chucky. It's spring, so Mariah's on a swing and a horse. But now it's autumn, so there's leaves. Oh, it's winter again. Now we're
Sadness.
But thankfully, it's time for a celebration remix of Joy to the World.
A poshnopsis, joy.
Okay. A plane. Mariah flicks snow and makes out with a window. Now she's strutting at the shops. She's getting something dubbed off. She gets in some rides. Wait, what did I say? She gets in some rides. I don't know what that says. And shakes a toy bunny to death. The Lamley are everywhere, as are Mariah's friends. Mariah does a quick spin class before taking in a show. There's bottle on the table splashes, so it's a good night. Mariah does the camera's makeup because 500 hours, then has a quick nap. Now we're singing into a brush and running on a treadmill in heels, darling.
Darling.
Mariah holds up a sign ensuring we all know that her coat is fake fur, probably from the toy bunny she murdered. And we finish as Mariah forces Joy onto an unsuspecting car.
Oh.
I mean,
she loves to force joy onto many unsuspecting things.
Who doesn't? Yeah.
Once you've had the joy, though, it's like, oh, I'm glad I had that.
Yes, thank you for the joy. We're at church now. And speaking of church, we've got Oh Holy Night.
Oh my God, how many of these are there?
There's a couple.
A parshnopsis. Oh Holy Night. Parshnopsis.
Stupid. All right. Mariah's at church with a choir and everyone is happy and clapping because of course they are. It's Mariah. This doesn't happen every day. You've gone to church and you've seen the actual Mariah. She's the savior of our world.
Yes.
People try to squeal louder than Mariah, but as if. Then Jesus resurrects the end.
Yep.
So do you have it in do you have it in you for one more poshnopsis?
What is this one?
This one is for Santa Claus, who is thou'th coming to a town near us, our town.
A parshnopsis. A parshnopsis. Santa Claus is coming down your chimney, gonna empty his head. Parshnopsis.
It's gross. You deviated from the melody, but it worked. It's the remix. Okay, so this is actually a cartoon.
You can deviate in jazz.
Yeah. Where's Kim Cattrall when we need her? Suffer-saray!
Suffer-saray! She dogs, and he dogs.
I feel like you need to now do a poshnopsis feet Kim Cattrall. Please.
A poshnopsis. A poshnopsis. A suffer-saray! A poshnopsis.
Oh my God. So Mariah puts up a stocking and falls.
What's wrong with this podcast? It's broken.
Mariah puts up a stocking. So this is claymation, by the way.
Oh, claymation.
So Mariah puts, which always can't talk yet. It always makes me laugh because I think it's the bloopers for the K show. What's their name? The catering show, but the other one,
yes.
Get Crackin'.
Yes.
The bloopers crack me up and I watch them all the time. And Kate McCartney talks, or McLennan, one of them, talks about claymation and the other one wasn't expecting it and loses it. And now that's what I'm thinking of. So Mariah, in claymation, puts up a stocking and falls asleep in front of the tree. A tornado is here, but it's actually Mariah.
What? Mariah's a tornado?
She is. Hurricane Mariah. Who quickly makes a squirrel friend and fixes some kid's snowman.
Oh, good.
She quickly checks in on Santa's workshop to crack the whip. And
crack on!
Yeah.
Crack on, you little assholes! Come on, you little shit!
I love that she's also Al Stewart. So Mariah rides a snowmobile in the sky amongst giant presents. This version is more like the Jacksons version. This is not the same version, but it doesn't say it's a remix. Why is Santa a young redhead boy and his penguin friend?
Just cause.
I mean, I love a penguin moment, don't get me wrong. We have no...
Penguins, like claymation is all about penguins all the time.
Have you seen the show Bonding?
No.
You need to watch it and you'll know what I mean. If anyone's watched it and I say penguin, you know what I'm talking about.
Did they watch Pingu?
I love Pingu. Anyway. Yeah. We have no time to ponder. Suffer-saray! So we have no time to ponder any of this as it's time to ice skate. Then actual Santa appears. He gives Mariah a teddy and off he goes. Mariah wakes up and boom, her stocking has a teddy in it because magic.
Aww.
stunning. Can you Kim Cattrall scat in that voice? So dumb. Oh my god.
No one wants this bonus
I'm
episode. This is just lunacy.
My tears are just going into my sweat. It's a whole thing. Oh, it's like she's here. So that's the majority dealt with.
The majority.
But I did think as we were pulling it together,
Poshnopsies.
the poshnopsisizing is done. So you're welcome for a triple dipple nipple DP of that. But I thought, this, for the most part, we've covered off Mariah's Christmas discography. There'll probably be a few moments in the future, but it got me thinking about other Christmas tunes that we might like on our little playlist. So I thought we should do just 5 songs that we think each that the Lamley could check out if they're curious.
Okay, cool.
So
Fun.
we'll just go one by one. So I'll do one, you do one, and we'll see where we end up.
All right, you start.
Okay, so the first track, I mean, you knew she was going to make it on here, is a song that is sort of in the same vein as All I Want for Christmas Is You in terms of the vibe, without being a rip-off. It's not trying to be it. And that is a song called Christmas Isn't Christmas Till You Get Here by Kylie Minogue.
Oh, bless. You didn't do Santa Baby, which I guess is more Eartha Kitt than Kylie.
Yeah, and this is just the one that I put it on. I'm like, this is so sweet, and I get it. Just that thing of like,
does she have a whole Christmas album, or she just
Christmas album?
She just dips into it occasionally.
She has. I mean, she's gone full Mariah. She's got the whole album and the Snow Queen edition.
Oh, I see.
So this is an original. She wrote this one, and what I like about it is it's. Well, I mean, I assume she wrote it. I think she did. She writes now. But
letters of complaint. She's become a Karen.
Karen Minogue. I reckon there needs to be a drag queen called Karen Minogue.
I'm Karen Minogue.
I think she might be the Allison of the family.
Dear.
But yeah, look, the reason that I like it so much is it's just really sweet. It's that thing of like it's true. Christmas isn't Christmas till you get here. It's not so much about like dreaming of someone. It's more like this person exists, and it's when they knock on the door and they're here. It's magic again. And so I just really like that idea. So that's my first track that the Lamley should have a little suss out.
Your number 5 of your top 5.
Well, it's not really a top 5. I just kind of made a handful.
It is now.
Okay.
I've decided.
Great. It's not going to make any sense, but sure.
No, I know it makes sense. Mine is controversial.
Oh.
Because it's technically not a Christmas song.
Okay.
But it is the song that plays over the credits of a Christmas movie that features All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Is it The Trouble with Love Is?
The Trouble with Love Is by Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, I love it. Yay.
Because I do, it makes me think of Christmas. I know she has a whole Christmas album, which I enjoy.
She's got 2 now, a new one.
I know. It is like that. One of them's in my collection. I have to get the next one.
Yeah, so
I buy a new one for myself every year, and now I have too many because I'm old.
I bought the new one. It hasn't shown up yet, but it's coming with a wine thing.
Oh, yay.
And a little autograph in it.
Excellent. But yeah, I love many Kelly Clarksons, and this is not my favourite Kelly Clarkson song. Yeah. But it's my favourite Kelly Clarkson Christmas song.
Fair enough.
Which is weird.
No, it makes sense. Love Actually is a big deal.
Yeah. I hate the film.
Yeah. I kind of hate watching it.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of terrible, but it's a thing. Anyway, I've been watching it at work this week for some spurious reason. And I watched the credits and I was like, oh, that's right. I always love this song. I'm just going to put this on my Christmas playlist. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, no, you know what? I think I might have to do the same.
Because it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
They sing All I Want for Christmas Is You in the movie.
That's true.
And this comes up in the credits.
Yeah.
So I'm into it.
And it was sort of the main song for the movie from memory.
Yeah.
It was in the video.
Well, other than Christmas Is All Around, which was Love Is All Around turned into Christmas
Yes,
is All
that's
Around by
true.
Bill
What was
Nye's
it?
character,
Yes.
which is a whole other crazy thing. But yeah, The Trouble with Love is a Christmas song as far as I'm concerned because of its association.
Yeah, I am. It's like I Put a Spell on You is a Halloween song.
Yeah,
Of course it is.
of course it is. Hocus Pocus.
And
Let's go.
apparently they're doing One Way or Another in Hocus Pocus 2. And so that's
I
now a
thought
Halloween
they were doing
song.
Hocus Pocus too.
Yeah. Yes, SJP is having a full renaissance.
She is having a renaissance.
So the next song, so it's a song called Just For Now, written originally by Imogen Heap for the OC, but it was too dark because it's essentially about all of the frustrations at Christmas. You know, you're sitting at the table and, oh God, what am I doing here?
These people, my family.
Yeah. But the version that I'm going to turn people towards is actually the Kelly Clarkson version. Because
there you go.
The Imogen Heap version is not very Christmassy. You wouldn't really know. But then Kelly's gone in there. She's like, I'm going to beef this up. And the melody is a little stronger. Like, I think the original is a little more chilled. And Kelly's like, no, I'm going to structure this. And I'm going to make it a moment. And I'm going to make you feel it.
You are going to believe.
And it's almost an anti-Christmas song. But I think it's nice to have in your playlist the different shades of what Christmas can be for different people.
My number one non-Mariah Christmas song is a very anti-Christmas.
Okay, we'll hear about it in a minute.
Yeah.
So what is your next track?
This also is technically an anti-Christmas song, even though it is Jingle Bells, which is the most Christmas song of all time.
Yeah.
But no one has interpreted it in as unique a fashion.
I now know where
as
this is going.
the very Jewish and does not celebrate Christmas
Fran
Barbara
Drescher.
Streisand. Barbara Streisand has a Christmas album, and I'm like, why? But she does, and God bless her. And her interpretation of Jingle Bells is frantic.
You
to
have
say the
passed
least.
this on to me.
And it gets
And I'm
faster,
thankful.
and it's jing, 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 jingle bells, jing, 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 jingle bells. Like, she's a lunatic, and I love it. And she also, like, gave permission for it to be used in this berserk made-for-TV, I think it was made for Netflix, TV movie with her husband, James Brolin.
Yes.
And I think Mina Savari plays his daughter. Of course. And it's a really boring film. Nothing happens. But it starts with Barbara singing, and then Jingle Bells comes on at one point, and I'm like, I'm all over this. I love it. It's crazy. I love how many crazy Christmas movies there are. Like, there's 250 this year
That's insane.
alone.
And
It is
160 of them star Melissa Joan Hart.
Oh yeah,
So
she's
I'm
in
here
many
for
of
it.
them. The other half have Lacey Chabert.
Yeah, they've got the monopoly on Christmas. They play every year.
But yeah, I saw one had Dean Geyer in it.
Oh,
Remember him?
yeah.
I think he's married to someone who's in a soap opera, and so she dragged him into it.
Right.
But yeah, it's Jingle Bells by Barbara Streisand. It's primo. Because you just pop it in your Christmas playlist, and you'll be 14 songs deep into very traditional carols, and then you'll get Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell.
Oh my god. I'm here for it. I'm
It's
adding
so
it.
good, isn't it? It's camp.
All right. So my next one, there's two versions of this. They're essentially the same, but one led me to the other. So there's the Kylie version on her Christmas album. And I was like, this is a really cute Christmas song that I've never heard before. So I went back to find the original, and it's by someone called Connie Francis.
Oh, yes.
And it's called I'm Gonna Be Warm This Winter. And it's adorable. And they're essentially the same. The Kylie version is just sounds a little cleaner because it's been recorded more recently, but it's essentially the same production. And I just imagine like a little tap dancing Christmas moment on snow. Like, it's just really quite wholesome and cute. It's really cute. Every time I hear it, I'm like, you don't need to change it. It's just what it is. No. And I'd never heard of it before. Have you heard this song?
I think I've heard the Connie Francis one. I've listened to a lot of Christmas albums. I have the Kenny and Dolly Christmas album.
Oh, gosh. Christmas in the stream. That is what we are.
have so many crazy Christmas albums. The Destiny's Child Christmas album is spectacular.
Oh, I can only imagine. Do they have Bible verses in between?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because they used to on their albums.
That's just Michelle. Michelle put her foot down. There's one of my favorite Christmas albums was it Jive that had like the NSYNC and Britney Spears and all of them. They've got a Christmas album. It's got S Club 7 on it. Like it is berserk.
All happening.
Yeah, that is a crazy album. I think Dido's on it. Like it is.
God.
It was a time.
So what is your next? Is it perhaps a track off of that?
No, it is not. It's all the way back. So Winter Wonderland is one of my favourite Christmas songs because it's got a little story.
Yeah.
You know, in the meadow, we're going to build a snowman, pretend it's Parson Brown. He'll say, "Are you married?" We'll say, "No, man, you get the job when you're in town." Like, it's cute. But my favourite version of Winter Wonderland is on one of my all-time favourite Christmas albums, and that is Elvis's Christmas album.
Oh, yes.
Elvis Presley. And the only reason I love Elvis's version more than anyone else's is because no one else gets to the end and gives it a big belting, I was walking in a winter wonderland.
That really makes me want to share Christmas album.
Oh, Cher must have a Christmas album. She's got one of everything else. She's got to. She's been around for 400 years.
As she told me on Twitter, she's been around longer than Saturn.
Saturn.
Have I told you that story?
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember.
I should, for the Lamley, a friend of mine tweeted that what Cher going to leave out for Santa, and I said, well, Cher's been around longer than Santa. He leaves things out for her, and she legit responded to me saying, "I've been around longer than Saturn," and I nearly died. When you go have a shower and you come back and your phone says notification from @Cher.
Yeah.
You don't know what to do. Like, it's like, I have touched greatness. Cher and Friends, the Cher Christmas album.
God, this is...
Cher, Christmas, Baby Please Come Home with Rosie O'Donnell.
With Rosie O'Donnell.
Christmas.
Oh, it goes through her whole... I see. It goes through her whole career. Like, it starts at... with Glenn Campbell in the 60s, Sonny and Cher in the 70s. I see.
The cover's just got, ho, 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 bitches.
And she's holding her breasts.
I mean, why wouldn't, I think this might be fan-made, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, this is
I honestly
very
think
strange.
I could do this entire album without having heard any of the songs. It's like with ABBA. I was like, I don't need to hear Cher's version of ABBA because it's just going to be Waterloo. Like,
How would it be that you won the war? Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Mamma mia. Yes, I got it. Yes, I've been broken hearted. It's done.
That one really works.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a whole side thing. But it's Elvis.
Elvis.
Elvis, let me be. Okay. My next one. This is one that I've just discovered, and it was a surprise.
Oh, a recent one. A new one.
It was a surprise on a playlist. I was in the car, and I was like, this is interesting. It's kind of folky.
Yes.
It interpolates God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. And I was like, I wonder who this is. And then as soon as they started singing, I was like, oh, I know who this is. And this is going to need a little warning. With a little...
Oh, no. Not the...
Well, this is what's
Go
interesting.
Go on.
So it just came on. I was like, this is a sweet little instrumental.
Yeah.
And kind of quite haunting. And then I was like, yeah, like I said, I
Tin
wonder
whistle.
who it is.
Is it
And
tin
then, no,
whistle?
there's no tin whistle. Because it's not the full gang. It's just a
They
little...
left the brother at home.
Yeah. No, it's just Andrea. And I looked into it when I was in the car, and when I got home, I looked it up, and I was like, "What is is this a one-off?" And apparently, there was an EP this time last year that she was just like, "I just wanted to do something, little COVID festive moment."
Yes.
And as she was piecing it together, she wanted. She'd apparently gone and sung in some hospices and things for people, and there was a men's choir, and she said, "Oh, that was really nice. It was just a nice feeling. I want to get that down." But by the time they got in the studio, lockdown. And so they had to keep going to find different men's and children's choirs and ended up in Perth, of all places. And so she zoomed in, and there's a school in Perth, and this was on the video, that the little kids got to come in and record. They basically got to be the cause for a day.
Oh, wow.
And it's a song called...
Go on. Because their voices were breaking. It would have been easy.
Yeah.
Leave me breathless.
But it's a song called Begin Again, and it is very... It's not anti-Christmas, but it's a sadder song.
Yeah,
but it's...
There seems to be a theme with your Christmas songs.
Oh, yeah, I know. That was right. We pick back up at the end. But yeah, look, I was really surprised by it, and I was like, this is really lovely. Like, this is a nice kind of haunting tune, and if you can see past the deliverer of said tune, I think you quite like it.
I think that, their voices are fine. They're just, annoy me. Again, it's the same reason I have hatred for the regular one, because that song would come on all the time when I worked in a gay bar.
So this is a new song, a new day.
Yeah,
you can literally begin again, as the song is called.
Yeah.
So, what is your next track?
Now, this is going to sound blasphemous here on a Mariah Carey podcast.
Oh my God, is it regular?
It's not regular. But it is a song that Mariah has sung.
Oh.
But
it's not the Mariah version.
Darlene Love on the Phil Spector Christmas album.
Okay.
Please, Christmas Baby, Please Come Home.
Yeah.
It is a banger of a song.
Yeah.
No matter who does it.
Yeah.
But the original, like just that, that wall of sound production that Phil Spector used to do. And, he's a terrible person, and we should
with crazy
not
hair,
appreciate his work.
as we've discussed.
Stupid hair. Stupid hair and horrible wife murdering ways. But it's just, Darlene Love is amazing.
Yeah.
Has a spectacular voice, and just it's just so joyous.
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of plaintive and desperate lyrically, like the music itself is kind of like a bit upbeat. And also I know that that All I Want for Christmas Is You probably would not exist if it were not for this song. Like, because there is, it feels like it's channeling that kind of vibe. So I feel like it's responsible for one of the best Christmas songs of all time. So yeah, I do still love the original as much as I love Mariah's
I
version.
agree. I think Mariah agrees as well.
Yeah.
And it's funny because this has been also interpolated into the new Kelly Clarkson song, Christmas Isn't Cancelled, Just You.
Oh.
It's got this in the background, which is always fun.
Christmas Isn't Cancelled, Just You.
Yeah,
I love it.
in brackets. Just you. All right, this brings me to my last track, which is
your number one.
Yeah. Well, it's not my number one. It's actually my mum's favourite Christmas song.
Aww,
and it's funny
cute.
because it's kind of been mentioned in a way here. It's a song that sounds like a cover and is not.
Yes.
It's an original. Possibly not written by the people who sing it, but it was written for them. And it's a little bit of S Club 7 with Perfect Christmas.
Oh, it is very cute.
Isn't it sweet? And I remember years ago I made a little mixed CD for Christmas for Mum to have.
Yeah.
And she took it from the lunch and put it in her car. And the next year she must have said, I listen to it all the time. I was like, I'm great. Like, that's great. I'm glad. And I said, what's your favourite? Assuming it would be something like Silent Night, which is the Reba Kelly version, or even All I Want for Christmas. And she goes, Perfect Christmas. And I was like, oh, really? Like the S Club 7 song? And she said, yeah. And
were they 6 by then? Were they still 6?
No, I think they were still 7. I think it was around
S Club 2.5.
True. Yeah, I think they're at 2 now. But I was so shocked. But
S Club plus steps, so we can make up the numbers.
Well, because I call steps Claire, feet the other ones.
Claire and H and some friends. Remember when it was just H and Claire because everyone had gone home?
So bad. They have a really hectic reunion documentary that even people who don't
I like their new song that Darren Hayes wrote.
Oh, I haven't heard that one, but I've heard the one with Michelle Visage.
Yeah.
But how did we get here? Yeah, so S Glove. But yeah, I sincerely thought this was a cover. A good cover.
Wow.
But because it just falls into that thing that a lot of Mariah songs do, where it's like, this is just a perfect little Christmas song.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wanted to end on this one because it does have a more hopeful message compared to maybe some of the others. It brings us back to the first track I had, which is sort of about that hopeful Christmas moment that, you know, all of the love and the cuddles on the couch and the eggnog that I can't drink.
The allergies.
Yeah. And yeah, it's a song that I don't think many people know, but I think if you heard it, you wouldn't even care who sang it because it's just really sweet.
Yeah.
So what is your final Chrissy
Well,
track?
my number one is very tragic. And it's number one non-Mariah, by the way.
Okay.
Like, number one would always be an entire Mariah album full of songs before I got to you.
Even non-Christmas songs by Mariah.
But, you know, I love how plaintive and melancholy this song is. And as a friend of Dorothy, of some years standing, I had to have Judy Garland on the list.
Yes. She got a mention earlier as well. This is magical.
Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas from Meet Me in St. Louis, which is, you know, like the time it happens in the movie is like they're going to move from their house that they love, and it's, you know, it's their last Christmas, essentially. It's like a song about saying goodbye and letting things go. And yeah, and just because her voice is so, like, every song she sings sounds like, you know, that's a song about the last time something is happening. Yeah. And it's just, yeah, her voice is sublime. The song is sublime. There is a version on the Christina Aguilera album that I advise you to stay away from.
Yeah.
Because it's fine for most of it, and then she just, like, you know, I like when Christina's singing her kind of freeform stuff when she's singing a song that's freeform. Like, if you've ever heard her do stuff that's like not one of her own songs, but just like a jazz kind of thing where she's just like able to essentially scat, not suffer rain.
It's suffer rain.
But yeah. But anyway, just the Judy Garland original is perfect in every single way. Like, it's a beautiful song.
Oh, see, little special festive Christmas moments for the landlady. They can go and suss out these songs.
We should make a Spotify playlist and put it up with this thing so you can download it.
We would do that. And you can do it on yours.
You know how to do that.
I will try it, yeah. I'll direct them to my artist channel. But it's funny that you mentioned, you know, sometimes there are versions of songs that you don't gel with. And two little special mentions that just came into my head were the first Christmas songs I ever heard. One being Last Christmas, but not the Wham version. Oh. Even better, the Billy Piper version.
Oh, I love Billy.
And it's actually a sweet little version.
It's cute.
But the first Christmas song I think I ever had was on the Spice Girls' Goodbye single. And they did a song called Christmas Wrapping, which nearly made my list, but it's not my favourite, but it was definitely the first.
Right.
And there is an original one by the Waitresses, but it is one that Kylie did on her album with Iggy Pop, of all people. And I can't say it's my favourite.
Well, I mean...
it's very strange.
It's an odd pairing.
It is an odd pairing. But if anything, I'm just saying it so that people know that I have light and shade with all the people, all the artists that I love. And that is one that I skip.
Yep.
We will be back with our divas.
Yes, divas in the next episode. Also, just a little plug, because I know you're not going to do it, but you have an album out.
We'll have a single, yeah.
A single.
The album's coming. Don't worry.
Yes. So please, if you're in your Spotifys or wherever you are listening to music, search out Possible Prince X.
Mm-hmm.
And have a listen. And if you hate it, please let us know in a review.
No, I can't take it. My fragile ego.
I love it. It's quite cute. It's a very cute song. So I would advise you go out there
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird to like have it out there in the world now.
Listen to your... Is it now, reading between the lines, it's a song about blouses, which is a feminine top?
Sure. That's now the description of this song. Oh my God. Yeah, interesting. It's actually about a real person, but not someone I met romantically.
Oh,
there you go, a little tidbit. See, I was having a creative license, darling.
Oh, darling. All right. So jump on that, and we will hopefully have uploaded some sort of playlist for your Christmas.
Yeah, we'll try. We're going to crack
bonuses.
It'll just be my song, and then the Iggy Pop song that I don't like.
All right, darling. Big
All right,
kisses.
Mama.
Bye, Lamely.
Bye.